So it's the one.
So, wasa panicking o sta exaggerate. Mani wasa vista exaggerate.
Oh.
Atacha burobu then na pa keyboard umvekati typing akaboza.
Okay.
So typing atavazo. Then wasa such exaggerate. Still running and action.
Exactly my point. We big at it again.
We are big.
We've changed our accents.
Why are we saying big?
Because we are literally
At the bake of Zambia.
exactly my point. Hey man, hey.
At the
We literally at the big. Pardon us.
Yeah. So welcome.
Thank you.
To yet another episode. This is gonna be episode 9.
Congratulations to us, to
Oh
our
my.
viewers, to our 9th guest.
Do we clock it or we heard what Mark
No, we
said?
heard what Mark Footfall said. He said,
Okay.
Don't clock it. Yeah.
Yeah. So who is you? We don't know you.
We don't know you.
Yeah.
You don't?
Yeah,
No, we don't.
we don't.
No,
No,
we
we don't.
don't. You don't. We don't.
Okay, so obviously you know I'm Amanda. Both of you know I'm Amanda. But my full names are Yokai Amanda. So Amanda is the second name and my last name is Kawanzarua.
What's your last name?
Kawanzarua.
Kawanzarua.
Yes.
I know someone. Him is.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He's something. Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much me. Those are my names. I'm a life coach. I am also a social worker and a student nurse.
Who's a social worker?
Who's a social
What social worker?
What's that?
Someone who focuses on people's welfare, be they children, be they adults, the aged people. Yeah. So their welfare is something that a social worker is always working on.
Okay.
Yeah. So physical needs, emotional, spiritual needs.
I thought you were a nurse.
Yeah.
Ah.
I mean, so it branches pretty well.
Yeah. Okay. So you're a life coach. Okay, coach me.
On what?
Life.
Okay, so what do you do? Like what's because I saw a meme, yeah? Someone was saying that someone wrote that we are living in the same age. How are you a life coach?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly my
I felt
point.
offended. I felt offended. I was like, why? Why my profession?
How are you a life coach when
How are you qualified to?
Hey, like what qualifies you to be a life coach?
Okay, you get certain training that helps you help people navigate their emotions, navigate through life really. So the difference between me, a life coach, and someone who is not a life coach, let's say maybe my client, is the training I got on how to help them navigate their emotions whilst I keep mine at bay and unharmed by theirs. Yeah.
What motivated you to take that route?
I'm very passionate.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I can say that my love language is acts of service. So everything I've done in life has something about serving other people in it. Yeah. So it's something I'm passionate about. I don't want to leave someone in the same space I found them. The emotional space, physical space, spiritual space.
Tell me you're not going to leave this place, leaving me at the same space.
I won't.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what? But my life coach. How do you manage to? Someone comes to you, they tell you about their problems or whatever they're going through. How do you keep that secret? Like, how do you manage to keep that secret and not tell the next person? Or not tell, let's say you are married, not tell your husband
Or your boyfriend.
or your boyfriend that, Kylie, you know, this person, don't look at them like that. That one is going to
don't look at that artist like that. He comes to me.
Okay, like I said, it goes back to training, how I was trained. And then as far as keeping people's secrets, it goes back to who you are as a person, your personal principles and ethics. Because if I come to you and I tell you something that I feel is confidential and I've been vulnerable with you, I wouldn't want to hear it from Judah.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to do you what you wouldn't do me. Yeah. That's pretty much how I manage to keep your secrets.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can come with my secrets, you will keep them.
Oh, I will, but yours I'll keep at a fee.
Why?
Yeah, because I'm just charging you. Just because. Just because.
So while we're having a conversation behind the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
he was talking about what these young people suffer a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, they sleep late, they look depressed,
Mm-hmm.
they look, yeah. What did you say,
Yeah,
sir?
yeah, exactly what he said. So what do you think is the problem? Because these days, you text someone at 02, they will reply. You text them at 03, they will reply. At 04, they will reply.
What are they doing? Are
What
they
time
not supposed to
you
be
sleeping?
dreaming?
19 hours you're replying. Like, what's going on? And a lot of, especially girls, if you go in a club, I've been to a club before.
Okay.
Majority are ladies,
Yeah.
young girls.
Okay.
Young girls, like 18 years, 19 years. Those are the ones that are most in there. Teenagers and yeah, 21. Why? Like, what's going on? Like, what's the problem? Like, what do you think is the problem? If you've had conversations with young people, what do you think is the problem? Why are we here? Because I'm failing to find a wife.
Because they're in the club. But you can find a good wife in a
Where?
what? In a club? Voila.
club. So if you're a good husband, what were you doing in the club?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not a good husband. I'm not a husband yet. I will be a
Husband
good
material.
No, actually, what
No.
we're doing in a club,
Yeah.
wanted to go and
listen to the music.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
just
no, I
here.
understand. I understand. Okay, so I think it all goes to, nowadays, especially now, especially because of social media and all that, people suffer from identity crisis. Right? People don't have their own identities. They see this, they want to follow this. They see this, especially because of the trends. They see a trend, they want to follow this trend. So now imagine you don't know who you are. You don't have a conviction of who you are. And you're just following anything that happens around you. You're just, wherever the wind takes you, you're going. Right? You don't have principles that guard you, that guard even your own heart. It's very difficult for people to be content. So because you're not content, you think, I'm left behind in life, I'm not doing as much as I should be doing this, I should have this because this age mate of mine has this. So that gets people depressed because they have a lot of pressure that they are not even supposed to have. People have a lot of pressure that they are putting on themselves because they think this is the way life should go. All thanks to social media, because it makes you think you should live life a certain way. You can't have a hairstyle for 2 weeks because of social media now. You need to look posh, you need to look like you're up to date with everything. So in reality, it's expensive to do my hair. But then social media is telling me I should do it in 2 weeks, redo 2 weeks. So obviously I'm going to have pressure. I'm going to be depressed because what I have financially or what we have where I come from is not enough to fund the life that I want to portray out there.
But don't you think that can make someone push harder so that they get there?
If you put up a certain image, you want to live up to that standard.
Yes. Don't you think people push very hard?
It helps them. Don't you think it helps someone work hard so that they afford that fake life?
Well, it depends on the person's actual motive, because from what I've seen, I don't think people really want to get all they want to get because they want that. They want to get that so that you think I'm doing well. They usually do that for public opinion. So if someone is working from a place of wanting to improve where they are coming from without seeking your validation, they are usually content with where they are. But because people want to push something that they know they want you guys to validate, you always have pressure. So if my motive is to get your validation, I won't be content because validation expires. If I do something today, this week you guys will be, maybe I'll be trending for this week. Then the next week it's gone. I need to come up with something again. So you're under constant pressure. But if you're just working to improve who you were, where you're coming from, you don't have that mindset that you're saying people are watching me, because no one will be watching you. And even if they do, you won't even mind, because it's coming from a place where you're saying, I just need to better myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
But don't you think for certain professions, I'll give you an example. Like today, a lot of brands, for example, want to work with influencers, and for you to have that deal, you need to have some level of engagement.
Yeah.
So, and how you get engagement is by acting
Okay.
on social media. So let's say for influencers, those who would show like they have a Porsche, they have a Range Rover, but it's not there.
Okay.
They are renting it. Do you think that affects them? Like, do you think that can affect them? You know, like, it works well for their
numbers, for their social media.
yes. But so for you as a life coach, how do you think that can affect them?
It can affect them if they are not honest with themselves, because it's one thing when you're an actor and it's another when you're home, you're yourself, right? So if they can just take it as it is, that where I am here with this Porsche, it's not mine. I'm working. The same way, let's say us nurses, we go to the hospital, you work and you leave what you found there where it was. And then you go home and be a sister if you're a sister, be a mother if you're a mother. That's the same way they should do. You leave the Porsche where you found it. You go home, you be yourself, and you start strategizing on how to get the Porsche in actual sense. And not lie to yourself that because people think I have a Porsche, I have a Porsche. Because in real life, you don't have it. So it's about honesty with yourself. Be honest. This Porsche is nice and I'm working with it. It's giving me engagement, but it's not mine. If I want mine, I have to put on extra work, which is okay. So yes, the engagement is needed, but at the end of the day, you should also have your true identity, your true self, to go and tell yourself the truth that, yeah, the Porsche is nice, but it's not mine. I have
So
to
you're
work to get mine.
telling yourself that when you're home.
Yeah, when you're
Okay.
home. Even when it's all about your mindset. Even when you're driving the Porsche, even when you're advertising, it's okay, you're there, but tell yourself that it's not mine. I need to work for mine. So that when you're out there, you don't lie to yourself or feel embarrassed when people see you walking or boarding a bus. Because you know that, okay, it was never mine, I'm still working on mine. It's different from when you've lied to people that this Porsche is mine, and now they see you boarding a bus. It won't look good. That's when pictures start flying around when you're in a bus. You have moved.
Exactly, I wanted to say the same thing. To say, I think it's also okay. If why are you talking about me? Because I'm on social media.
Okay.
I'm an artist. I'm Yo Maps.
All right.
Yeah, I perform, but I don't have a song.
Okay, but you don't have a song yet.
He's a
Okay,
celebrity.
that's
I'm a
new.
celebrity.
He's a celebrity, but
That's
he's not a
new.
celebrity.
Okay.
But I'm not a celebrity. But yeah,
Yes,
but what I'm trying to
celebrity
say
light.
is, but what I'm trying to say is, you said something to say, when you get home, you tell yourself the real you tell yourself the truth. But I also feel like even the people that you tell, or even the people that you show that you have this, I feel like you're also supposed to tell them the truth, because you're not putting that pressure on yourself.
That's true. You
So,
should-
but how do you tell them the truth?
When you're told
When you have 1 million followers.
that you don't have
because
a Range Rover.
because people that know you, they're just a few at home. Then you have this following on social media. So you can't go on social media again where you're trying to get engagement and say, you see that post, that's a fake, that's fake.
Okay.
So do you think, okay, in short, you're saying most of these influencers who don't truly own those things, they are affected emotionally?
Yeah, if they're not being honest with themselves, because like you're saying that I have 1 million followers, for example, I have 1 million followers, and they think that I have a Porsche. Them thinking that I have a Porsche is because of how I presented it to them.
Yes.
If at first I showed them that it's an advert, they will know that it's an advert. You know that these followers of yours, they know what you show them. So there is no way they'll wake up and assume that you have a Porsche. You put it in their face that I have a Porsche. But if you put it in their face that I'm just working, this Porsche is for work purposes, they will never assume that you have it.
It's impossible to show them that you are working. You have the thing, you know, so the thing with being an influencer is you need to keep up a certain image. So it's different with an actor. So though actors as well suffer from that, if they act as a rich person in a movie, they fail to come out of the character. But for influencers, it's different. For an actor, you can easily say, that's just a character, I'm not rich. But for an influencer, you have to show that that's where you stay. Like that's your lifestyle. So in short, one of the things you need to show is your lifestyle, how you live your life, as a human being. So you just need to show it. You just need to show, if it's a lie, you need to show the lie, that's your lifestyle. If you do, I'll give an example. There are other influencers who would show as if they have, let me say, you saw that one. Mungati, wakupasa moto. Okay, that's true.
Wait, remind me. I'm a little bit lost.
Okay, that one. Okay, we'll decide.
Okay.
Zvik.
Oh, wait. Okay, no. But yeah,
Yeah, so
Okay.
you're working for a brand, they tell your audience that you've bought a car. You get car? And you have to show, because you're an influencer, it's your life. I have bought this car, I have this Range Rover, and it's not yours. I have this crew, and it's not yours.
Do brands do that though?
Yes.
Do what?
Do brands do that?
They give you a car and say,
It's not
because
yours.
if you're a brand ambassador, they're not supposed
No,
to.
you act like it's
No,
yours.
they
Yes.
do that. All
Do you
they
know-
follow is
do-
numbers.
Do you know that even clothes, for example, my old body, they go and rent clothes in Comesa. They don't even remove the tags.
Even
They just
musicians.
dress-
Remember, we were going to shoot something, yes. And then this guy that we got a cab, he was like, one of the big artists in Zambia right now.
Okay.
Not the biggest artist, but,
But one of the big artists.
in Zambia. The guy was like, that guy is not even happening. You don't listen, Nyanja.
Mwambira,
You don't understand. You understand?
Yeah, some things.
Some things. Okay. And what do tulungataenda ita mnaona music video anapempa vonse vyanapempa so hapa ntinenezo
And musicians do that.
They do that
And you know, one of the rules of being a rapper, you're not poor, you're happening.
You're happening.
One of the rules of being a rapper, you're the biggest artist.
Yes.
Even today, if I release the song as a rapper, I'm the biggest, I'm the one happening in my head. So you create your own world. That's one of the rules. I'm the most happening rapper, slap D, get out of here. You get what I mean?
Get it.
That's so you need to live the fake life. Very slap D.
Rapper winangwa kapa pa islam.
Hey, guy.
Relax. Oh yeah.
I know who you're trying to. Let's not go through that path.
But anyway, I even know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but also now it's I think you bring it home. The aspect of influence. influence at times.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong in saying that is not right. It's putting pressure on a human being. There's nothing
'Cause-
wrong. You can state it as you feel.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Say
Yeah,
say it
okay.
as you feel. Yes.
Yeah,
Be
say
as
if you feel that such kind of deals put pressure on human beings and people end up even committing suicide. Say it as
Which
it
is very true, yeah.
Say it as it is. I know. I saw you holding back.
Oh yeah,
Do
because
people
now
do brands do that? They said yes. You were like so shocked and you didn't know what to say next.
okay.
Yeah. So I was having a conversation with one of my friends who goes at, is it Decapo? So he was saying that people rent maboto bottles ya Jameson. Ah.
Kurenting apa table.
Is it Jameson? Jameson you do that. Jameson. So poleta mova vija vaika moche muja upasa kuweta ulwati 100 kwacha 150 or 200 kwacha mungati ndiye mkumwa like mweka chepa table vaika pa mu bucket mza pa table so that people who are seeing vachipata pa table vachitika but when coming to get the things pa putinga ya ma black label yemunzo kumwa vaika mungati pamozi na trash can't spans pa so kube we say kula you're just renting it.
Oh.
Yes, people are doing that. Renting expensive alcohol and they don't drink it just to create an image.
Renting, but wait, don't you think, Amanda, we're going for a meeting, and then I rent a Range Rover
Okay.
because I'm going for a meeting. I want to create this perspective because maybe I'm an influencer and I'm thinking, this company, I think this company, their marketing strategy or their marketing campaign needs somebody who has this kind of lifestyle. Don't you think me renting a Range Rover and looking all legit and Porsche, don't you think that's a plus on my side?
But you can look all legit and Porsche without renting the Range Rover.
But I want the Range Rover.
Because, you know, it's all in your head that you think, maybe if I go like this, people just want authenticity. People just want someone who's authentic. But because there's a dream out there that they're selling us on social media, you think it's okay, it's standard that I go with a Range Rover, but that's not standard. Those are rules that are unwritten that we are not even supposed to follow. So you can look authentic, you can look posh, you can be clean and still come from Yango. Yango can drop you off. And then you go to your meeting. It doesn't have to be a Range Rover. You don't have to stress yourself.
Yeah.
But then again, people have a lot of pressure. Humans are ambitious beings. So they'll think that if I come from a Range Rover, people will think I'm rich, I'm happening, and then they'll respect me. But you can command respect even without a car. We have seen people like that who command respect just as they are.
Yes.
No, but what
Actually,
if you because there are other meetings where they give, for example, they give transport refund, and people with those who are working, they will give you a 300 kwacha. Those with the car, they will give them a 1,000.
Because they know they have to
gas.
put gas.
So maybe some of the people, when they see an iPhone, they see the Range Rover, they will, let's say one is walking, coming in the angle, another one comes with a nice car. Don't you think certain deals they might give to that and they'll think, this one is serious, they use their money wisely, or maybe they don't care about why what? Don't you think that gives you deals? Don't you think it gives? But we've seen people on social media. We know people on social media who
create
we know them.
Yes, we know them. As we know.
We know them.
They create
But
a
they've
certain
created-
picture, but
they've created images.
yes.
Say looking like some go to an extent where they fake relationships.
Okay.
Even in Hollywood, they do that. Don't
So
you
like
think
they're
so?
dating, you know.
Yeah.
So your point is to say that to some extent faking it helps you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it again goes back to you being honest with yourself after faking it, because you can fake it to a certain extent and then it helps you. When now it has helped you, you drop it. You don't need to keep on faking it, because that's when you start believing your own lies. Because faking it at first may seem like good ambition with good drive, but when you've reached a certain level now, you have to drop the faking. Because if you don't, you believe your own lies. And that's the worst place a human being's mind can be, when you now believe your own lies. You lie to yourself to a point where you tell yourself that your shirt is green and you end up believing it. That would be terrible, because that's like a point of no return.
So someone said that there's a thin line between being ambitious and being
ambitious and being
and being like someone who's trying to give a difference between. That's why in China, like people are mad, like in those. So when you fail to come back to reality, so you need to be very careful, because there's a point where you go mad by being like, I'm agreeing with what you're saying, where you start now seeing things. You start seeing a portion, you open the window, but it's not there.
But it's a Corona.
Oh yeah.
So,
Okay, no.
so you just have to end up.
But we have seen people get deals with fake life. That's
we have
okay. That's
seen.
why we're having a
Yeah.
you know, because we've seen people get
Or maybe you say it affects their mental health
and we don't see.
and we don't see it.
It does. It does.
Oh.
It really
What's the
does.
end goal? Okay, basically, if that continues, and
What-
it's affecting
yes.
your mental health.
The end goal would just be depression, probably, because you as a person, you know that this life I'm selling people is a lie, and I don't have it, and probably you're still far from getting that life. So it will always be a war between what you have versus what you want, and what you have is way below, and you need to give people what they think you have. So you always be fighting with yourself. It will be constant fighting. And eventually, if you start fighting yourself, you lose. You can't fight you versus you.
Yeah.
Especially in those aspects where you're trying to prove to other people and then prove to yourself. So what you're trying to prove to other people, you can try as much as you can and they'll believe you. But the real you stays with the truth. What you're telling them you have, that car you're saying you have, you don't have it. So you'll be depressed because you know that eventually the truth will come out, and you know how gossip mongers are like. You know that when the truth comes out, these people will kill me. These people will destroy this brand that I've tried to build to this extent.
So you think that's not self-love?
It's not. Because how do you define love?
Love is a strong emotion you have towards someone. Alright, it's
2009.
okay. So how do you define love? What's love?
Okay, personally, I define love according to the biblical standpoint.
What is love?
Right. So, like the way Paul said it in 1 Corinthians 13, right, where he says love is kind, patient, does not keep record of wrongdoings, love does not boast, it does not envy. It goes down, and then it then says love is honest. So, like you were saying, is that not self-love? If you're not being honest, you're not showing yourself love.
Oh,
You see,
stuff.
so it's
So how is self? So how do you? So does it mean if you don't love yourself, you won't love the next person? Do you think?
you can't.
No, but there are people who don't love themselves,
Sure.
but they love the next person.
They don't care.
That's a
about
facade. They are just performing because I can't give you what I don't have.
No, you can.
I can't. Because where is it coming from?
It's coming from nowhere.
No, she has a point, sir. Are you feeling it?
Yeah.
I can feel
I
it, sir.
can't give you what I don't have.
I can
You
feel
can't
it.
give what you don't have, and you can't have what you don't give in.
That's love.
Let me see.
It's Margaret Fuller and Pompey, one of.
Yeah, they did that
song
line.
about love.
Yeah.
All right.
They know the name of the song is Luyando. You should hear it.
All right.
It means
Yeah.
Love.
love.
Oh,
means
okay.
love. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so you can't love the next person if you don't love yourself.
You can't.
So let's say I have a family and I become a thief because I love my family, but I put myself in risk. I can get killed. So I love the people.
Those bombers, those guys that bomb themselves.
Yes. They don't love themselves, but they do it for the next person.
Yes.
I'm doing it for my family, but I'm a thief. Okay, if we bring it back to what we're talking about, I do it for my family because my mom is not doing well, so I live a fake life so that I get deals,
So
so that I feed
can.
my mom.
So you're saying that's love. Okay, do you know
It's more like that you're sacrificing
the
yourself
way that
Yes,
people
you're
have...
sacrificing yourself
because you love the next
because you
person.
love the next
No,
person.
you're sacrificing yourself because of what you were told is love. Because love today, in today's world, is what you're giving me, what you're doing for me, and or what I'm giving you. But if we're going to look at love in its entirety, it's not a give and take. It's not just about what you're giving or what you're taking from this person. It's complex. So people do that because they are misguided. People do those things and just because they are misguided, because love doesn't necessarily have to perform. Yes, it's a doing word. It has certain, let's say, standpoints that you look at and say, this is love. But today, love has just been said to be what you give and what you take. So just because I want to give my mom something, I just have to do anything. But that doesn't mean I love her. I'm just going to give her because I feel it's a responsibility as a child because my mom is not doing well. You see, it doesn't have anything to do with love. That's performance. Because if I love my mom and my mom loves me back, it has to reflect in her understanding that I don't have. And that comes now down to love is patient. She has to be patient. I don't have, me as a child, I don't have it, what she wants or what other kids are giving their parents. So if my mom loves me, the real definition of love, I shouldn't be under any pressure. She should be patient with me.
But it's okay. I get it, but I feel like even let's say in a relationship, because if we follow the biblical way of love, in short, love is service. Yeah. So you give without expecting anything.
Yeah.
But if we come back to reality, let's say we're in a relationship, you're the only one giving. Can you stay in that relationship?
That's why I said the way love is now defined.
So that's what I'm
is
saying.
wrong.
Like so, the current one is better than the real definition of love.
How is it
No,
better?
the real definition of love is better.
So, but that's my point. Can you stay with me? I'm not giving you anything. Can
That's-
you love me?
Yes,
Yes, I
That's-
should be able
that's
to
love.
love you.
because
No,
that's
do
God's
you-
love.
Can you do that?
No, yes,
Do you do that?
yes. If
I doubt. No one does
no.
People
If
do
the
that.
way she said it,
that.
love basically starts from the Bible first of all.
Mm.
The Bible describes love the way she describes it. Then the Bible says God is love. You didn't have to do anything for God to send His only Son to die for you. People still sin. They go back
No,
and
that
forth.
one. That one I know.
So the thing is, it's easy. Yes, anybody can love you. All they need to have is the love of Christ in them, and it's easy.
We've had that conversation before.
Yes.
I'm talking about you
Me.
right now. People will come to you and say, "You see that girlfriend? What your girlfriend doesn't do anything for you? Why are you in that relationship? Why are you in that marriage?"
Because they're not seeing.
But that's what.
what
So
you-
listen, you're talking about love according to how it's written. Me, I'm trying to.
No, I get your point, but then that's what you're saying that. Okay, do you at some point stop and think that this whole life we live, someone is selling us their dream, right? So this concept of love today is someone's dream because someone out there is selling a service that they know the definition of love today would buy. So everything we are doing, all this life we are living, if we are not really careful, we're just living through someone's dream. Because what you're saying that if you don't get me anything, I shouldn't stay with you, right? Well, where is that coming from? From someone who posted that, okay, my husband got me this, my boyfriend got me this, and it has influenced me to think, this guy is not doing anything.
Yes.
But if we're going to look at it, probably you're there emotionally, you're there in other ways, you are trying your best. But because there is a certain definition there. That's there that you're supposed to follow, and everyone is following it. So we are just like those ducklings being led to the water, because I don't have to wait for you to do anything. You also don't have to wait for me to do anything for you to believe that you love me. But because there are things there that are being done that have washed away the true definition of love and brought in this one. That's why we are now here, where love seems like it's equal to service. Love is not transactional. Even self-love now is more like transactional.
Yes. So you've explained it. That's what I wanted to hear, because my point was, right now, you can't be with someone if they don't do anything.
I feel like
Well,
they don't
can.
really love that person.
No, people. I don't know if you're getting me.
We get you.
You're in a relationship.
get you, yeah.
She gave a very good example of a mother and a child.
Yes.
A child makes mistakes.
Yes.
A child does what?
Yes.
That's the love we're talking about. That's the true definition of love. Meaning, if you have a lazy girlfriend, because you love the person, she's lazy, she doesn't do anything, she doesn't think properly, she doesn't buy you gifts as well, she doesn't. You have to stay as long as you love the person.
Because you love that person.
But my point is that love these days is service. So
So it changed.
so that's my point, Kai.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
my point. I'm saying there's a true definition of love. But right now, even you can't be with someone who doesn't render you any service. If we compare it from a mother and the child, the way it is from a mother and the child. Iwe uzafuna naye akushitira vintu. Naye uzafuna umchitire vintu. Deep down your heart to be like, there's nothing I'm benefiting. People say these things. People will ask you, I love this person, but I feel like this relationship is not going anywhere. The question will be, what do you benefit from this relationship? Not so. Meaning, but the normal way is, do you love the person? So if you love the person, even if you don't benefit anything, you have to stay.
Yes, that's the normal way. Yes.
But my point is that now, you need to benefit. If you don't benefit, people leave.
I don't think it's mandatory.
Exactly. Also, I think, all this you're saying is what we are seeing, and we are seeing the same thing because we spend time on the same platforms. But I believe, personally, that there are people out there whose lives are not centered on social media, whose love is really genuine, but we don't see that because, one, they don't post it, they don't even want to post it, or they can't. And let's say they even post it and that's what they believe and it's the truest definition of love. You people crush it. Do you know that? It's you people who bring, let's say a couple, they are staying in a house that is not really properly built. Their phones, you're the people who laugh at people's phones like, it's looking like they applied Vaseline on the camera, what. Those people, when they post, probably they're genuinely happy. But because of the standards that you people have put in place, you don't even think that they are in love, because you're like, why is she staying with someone like that? You're the people who crush their love. Again, you're the people who criticize it. We have seen couples who look to our social media eye, who look funny. Like they are not properly dressed, they are not what. And then you guys, you laugh at them. But they're there for the love that you guys think doesn't exist. So the love you are talking about is the one that social media has managed to put in our minds, and we've believed it. But there are people out there off social media, even on, but they don't post, who are living a true definition of love. But you won't get to know it because they don't post about it. Or when you see it, you laugh at it because it's no longer looking like the definition that we've believed for so long. So that's how I see it.
Okay.
But true love is there. It's just that we're looking at it at the wrong lenses.
No, I mean, the thing is that I was just trying to bring it. I'm trying to bring it home.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say what's really happening.
What's happening right now?
Right now, because we are all guilty of that, where we say, but it's a girl who's here, boy.
Most people.
That guy is not handsome. So my point is that when we are having such platforms, sometimes you need to say, what's really happening,
Mm-hmm.
not according to what is written. You get my point?
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
the Bible says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind, and
Mhm.
love your neighbor as you love yourself. That should show you that love is not an easy thing.
It's not.
Mm-hmm.
That should show you that
Yes.
true love
Yes.
is not an easy thing. It's
not.
something that is supposed to
And-
always be practiced.
Yes.
It's something that, so
It's
meaning,
continuous. It's
and the
ongoing.
Bible also says a human being is wicked.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I mean,
Desperately
Yes.
wicked. Mm.
So that's what that should show you that most of the times people will come and talk about true love and they don't practice it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They don't practice true love. So me, I was trying to speak from a point of view of us who do not practice true love. So I was
Yes.
trying to say, because we are in this mess. So how do you come out of it? How do you balance? You get my point?
Okay.
Because the true thing, I'll say it again.
Mm.
People are not practicing true love according to the Bible, because true love according to the Bible is
Seems
no
boring.
matter what someone does,
Does.
you
Yes.
have to stay.
If you
And
truly
even when
love
you
that
go,
person,
even if we go back to divorce, for example,
Mm-hmm.
the Bible says you can only divorce someone and they do what? They
Commit
commit adultery.
Yeah.
But people divorce for other reasons these days. You get my point? So there are real issues that are happening on the ground
Mm-hmm.
that are away from what the Bible says.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I mean? Like on the ground, people are not practicing. So my point is that what are we talking about? Like, what are you going to advise me? I don't practice true love,
Mm-hmm.
for
Okay.
example. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't practice true love because a girl might do something that's so petty. Then I leave her. Go like, ujam girls just such tick out. Or maybe my friends laugh at her. Then I start feeling like, she's not beautiful enough.
That's the sad part about life. Most of our decisions are influenced by what people around us think, which is sad, because in as much as, even if we say in as much as we may try to start putting out the true love out there, it's hard, because the people who have accepted that definition you're saying are a lot.
Yeah.
And the one that is true won't make sense. But then again, you're saying you have a girl and probably your friends laugh at her, or she does something. It goes back to how you love yourself. Okay, personally, I've seen that. It goes back to how you love yourself. Because if you love yourself truly, you should know that when you make a mistake, you should love yourself enough to forgive yourself. You should love yourself enough to be honest with yourself, to say, okay, I made a mistake, but I'm learning. Okay, so if you love yourself in that way and your girlfriend makes that mistake, it's easier for you to forgive that person. I think that's why even God says, forgive so that you'll be forgiven. Because if I forgive myself and I understand what forgiveness does to me when I forgive myself, it's easier for me to forgive the next person. And it's also easier for me to know that really God has forgiven me, because the way I'm forgiving, if it's the way God is forgiving, then I'm truly forgiven. But imagine, I'm just human, so I won't have the perfect forgiveness. But if I have that relief to say, I've forgiven myself, how will I feel when God says, I've forgiven you?